Okay, so we're doing 2 experiments. We're going to figure out the effect that voltage has, the effect that resistance has. Okay, so it says for experiment 1, we're going to change the voltage, measure the current. So the independent variable is the thing that we change. That's going to be voltage. And remember that independent variable means x. And the dependent variable is the thing that we measure, and that's going to be current. And dependent is the y value. So then number 3 wants you to set up a data table. So you're going to set up a data table for each experiment. Make sure it has a title, describes what you're changing, what you're measuring, clearly indicates what variables are being held constant. Also, while you will not need to do multiple trials, you should do multiple variables, do at least 5. Change the values by clicking on the battery and the bulb, and we kind of talked about that a little bit already. So first thing we need is a title. So this is going to be effect voltage has on current. Okay, then you're going to list what you're going to keep constant. There are 3 things: voltage, current, and resistance. So if we're changing voltage and we're measuring current, then the resistance needs to be the same. And I'm going to list what that resistance is. So you'll have to decide what you're using, but mine is set at 10. So I would just put down 10 for the resistance. So you would write down what the actual resistance is that you measure. Okay? Then you're going to make a data table. So you're going to have 5 different variables. So that means you're going to need 5 different columns or 5 different rows. So you're going to need row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. That's where you're going to list your voltages. So in this column, you're going to write what your voltages are. And in order to do this, all you have to do is click on the battery and change the voltage 5 different times and write down what voltages you use there. So whatever voltages you use, you would put there. You're going to be measuring the current. So that's going to be a second column. And you're going to use your meter to measure those. So right now, my current is 1. And I would write that down in my current there. So you don't need to do multiple trials because it's perfectly accurate. It's an online simulation. And you don't need to do an average then. So this is what your chart would look like. So title, what the constant value is, a column for your column for your independent variable, and a column for your dependent variable. Once you've got that, you'll go onto the back and you'll start the graphing and answer those questions. When you're ready to do the graphing, click on Desmos. It'll take you here. Okay, add table, and then you type in your data table there, exactly the way it looks on your paper. Okay, that'll give you some data points, and you can use those data points to figure out what's going on. If you want to do a fit line because you find it helpful, let me know, and I can show you an easy way to do that. I may even type it up here on the screen so you can see it. But that's kind of the basics of the lab.